Alright, screw it, let's start. Probably gonna be a shorter stream. Hello everyone. Hope everyone is having a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a short stream because it's probably gonna be a short stream because I need one to start typing and what I want to say for all the 6.0 stuff. There's a lot of stuff, but yeah. If you have any questions on all the Nod-Krai stuff, feel free to ask any questions. I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. But do still need a little bit more info for clarification, but I think we have a general gist of what everyone does. What's up, Nor? I see you calcing in Flip server. The Sino bus? Yeah. Dude, Llama looks strong. I do really wonder. Actually, I have the. I guess we can start with. Let me switch to my Jster Discord tab. I am mostly curious about how Lunar Bloom actually works, because there is an interpretation where, like, if you read this, it's like when Dendro comes into contact with a Hydro, a special Lunar Bloom reaction is triggered. On top of the normal Bloom effect, this reaction also grants the team a valuable resource called Dendro Dew, and of course the Dendro Dew is used for the kit for Llama for her to actually buff. But like, is the Lunar Bloom reaction actually just like a, like when you make the core and it explodes, right? Is that Lunar Bloom? Or because there's another interpretation that's going around where the Lunar Bloom reaction doesn't actually, like, Lunar Bloom doesn't do damage as a reaction, and the Lunar Bloom reaction damage only comes from Llama herself, or potentially a DPS or Dendro DPS in the future that does direct Lunar Bloom damage. Hello. Surely they don't give Llama a short uptime to screw Sino? I mean, her burst is 18 seconds, so surely her little off-field burst or off-field skill. Like, sometimes I miss it. Like, is this even in this photo? Yeah. Like, I remember reading that she has an off-field field, but like, it's not even in this. It's not even in that. It's somewhere here, right? Or is it in skill? I swear I read something where like there's a field that follows around here, but I just don't remember where it is. Where is it? Here we go. Summoned by casting elemental skill Eternal Slumber. Yeah, it's part of her skill. Every 2 seconds. Yeah, if it doesn't have, yeah, you're right. If it doesn't have high uptime, it's cooked. Is Anafa super necessary for Flynn's? Well, wait for actual numbers, because we don't know how much damage, and like, we know what he does, but we don't know his tech. We technically don't know his damage share. Like, how much of his damage is actually lunar charge damage? Is it going to be an Escafia situation? I don't think it's going to be. We'll see where the numbers go, but it probably won't be a. Escafia situation, just because the problem with Escafia is just we didn't have anything better. While with Flynn's, you could just go like Ino and Fischl. Doesn't sound that bad compared to what other choices you would have with Escafia, but of course numbers is everything. I mean, Nivulet's best team will be a Bloom will be something Bloom related because the boss is gonna the new boss is going to be Bloom related. Like you cannot play Nivulette in the 6.0 Stygian Onslaught unless you play Bloom, right? Unless you, I mean, no, because yeah, because you can't play against the Iron Blight Drake and you can't play against Electro. So I mean, you're gonna have to play Bloom. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, of course, Anefa will be his best. The question is how far is it actually, you know, how bad is it? I'm a little bit optimistic that it won't be that bad, but it might be bad. But like every single Flinch team should have Anefa. It's just a free. It just, you know, everything's free for him. It's just a perfect partner, which is like expected. I think Vomfi was talking about how the burst, like, how the, like, he's gonna have a lot of energy problems because, what's his burst? Because his burst, if you do the mini ones, it does what? If you do the mini ones 3 times, it's 6, and then, but like one burst is 5, so it's only 1 extra proc. If you do 3 mini ones, it's 1 extra proc of the Lunar Charge damage. If you do the big one, it's 5. So we'll just have to wait and see. Depends on the cost. Yeah, really. I think Vomfi was looking like comparing with Veresa stuff, like the Veresa cost. Dude, I forgot Auron buffs attack, but isn't that in his C something? Is Ino really a Hydro Claymore? Yes, she is. Hydro Claymore. First Hydro Claim in the game. Bat chest. Yeah. Ino is... Ino is... I mean, she's gonna be good until Columbia comes out, so that's something. Auron was on Escoffi banner, no excuse to not have C6. Well, so... Let me explain. I pulled basically so much on Veresa's banner and didn't get Veresa. I got Kaching and I got C5 Eon-san. Well, here, let me just show you. I got C5 Eon-san and I finished off the C6 with the most recent map banner. But I don't have Veresa. So like everyone's saying, oh, C2 main DPS for this new C6 5-star. That's a lie. Just get lucky. But like, because of that, I just saved my pity, which is like a 75 for Escoffier, so like it's cooked. It's cooked. Bro, 4 stars. Ugh. Yay. Mega cooked. But Ino seems like they really kind of I want to say they bricked her because the only buff that she gives is at C6. So her only relevancy is she's a Nod-Krai character. I mean, it sounds about brand for a standard new Genshin 4-star. Why is the stream quality so low? Is it bad? Is it because I'm like looking at a blurry Discord, or like, I'm looking at a blurry Discord photo? Maybe that's why it looks bad and I zoomed in. Hopefully it isn't too bad. I'm always on the scuff setup though, so yeah, I kind of want to just yap about this, but like I also would rather yap in a video and record it and also like type out all my thoughts on this, because like I can talk, I mean I could just like make content, like free content, because like craftables can be one video, the artifact set could be another video, and each character kit is another video. I can go over the artifacts later. Let me. What's this? Maybe Anna's duration is good. Hopefully she does good damage. That'd be interesting, right? Just off-field damage. kind of need. Okay, some kind of need a. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It would be cool if she did decent amounts of damage. For the artifact set, the artifact sets look. Okay, I kind of want to put this in the video, but like, if you remember the Notlan sets, the Obsidian Codex was like the DPS set, and that was like only Notlan DPSs, and then the support set 4-piece scroll was very, you could say, universal and like applied to everyone. I get the feeling where it's not really the opposite, but it feels like the opposite. Because the DPS set is 2-piece EM, right? And then this is when a party triggers a lunar reaction. Then you get the crit rate. You get a crit rate buff. But okay, I guess you have to explain this Crescent Gibbous. Basically, if you have one Nod-Krai character, which is Crescent, or two Nod-Krai characters, which is Gibbous, then you get a larger buff. So more Nod-Krai characters, you get a larger buff. But like you only need two. Two gives you the max buff as of now. So you need two Nod-Krai characters. So like if you're Flynn's, for example, you're gonna have him and an Effa, and you'll get everything. But like the interesting thing about this DPS set is that it just says when a party triggers a lunar reaction, but you can put this on, let's just say, Alhaitham, which likes EM, right? And then you have two Nod-Krai characters. You can have like Lauma and Aino. And then he gets, okay, it seems like it's confirmed where they add up. So he gets 45% crit rate. Like, huh? 45 crit rate? The 6.0 kits are technically out now, and I can talk about them. There's no like multiplier numbers, but whenever like they're out. You can we know what they do. Gameplay leaks should be coming in a couple hours, and I'll be asleep by then. So I won't be up to that. Up for that. It's 9 p.m. for me. It's gonna be in the middle of the night while I sleep. But anyway, yeah. I think we have confirmation of this stack. So if you have two Nod-Krai characters, and you're like a DPS that holds the set, and you trigger a lunar reaction, they get 45% crit rate and EM, and that's really good for someone like Alhaitham and even Arlecchino. This one is mainly for Nod-Krai DPSs, the lunar reaction damage, but yeah. And then for the support set, it's like 2-piece energy, that's cool, and then it's an EM sharing set, but you need two Nod-Krai characters for 180, 60 plus 120, and then more like if you have a DPS set that has this, if you have a DPS with this set, then you get more damage. It's like when it says for every type of moonshine the party members have, it basically means if you have like you want one character on one set and then ideally another character on the other set, and they like help each other out. Arle can't use the DPS set. And Effa, I know. Potentially. Maybe like is double Hydro cope? It's probably bad because no Bennett. But like, imagine if Columbina comes out, and then you just don't need double Hydro, and she has, what lunar reaction is she triggering? Overvape. Lunar charge, overvape. That's what I've seen. That's what I thought, and that's what I saw some people talk about. Yeah, the party needs to trigger, so you just... Oh, you need an Effa? Because, like, an Effa overvape, you'll trigger Lunar Charge. That's not Lunar Reaction. The set needs the wielder to trigger it. This is when a party member triggers a Lunar Reaction. No? Oh, is it... Are you telling me if the equipping character is on field? I thought it was if a party triggers a lunar reaction, and then this only affects the on-field character. So I assume your interpretation is you need to like, because I thought it says when a party member triggers a lunar reaction. So you like, as long as someone else triggers a lunar reaction, then you can use it. I mean, I saw Vompi calcing with it, but you know, it could be wrong. Well, he wasn't really calcing, but you know, he was talking about it. He did forget that Llama had, or he like missed that Llama had fixed crit for Blooms, but I mean, I definitely see your point where this could just mean like if this could just mean that you need to be on field and trigger a lunar reaction. In that case, it's like very simplified, right? This is the yeah, it says if the equipping... Yeah, so that's like... If I'm Alhaitham and I have this set, he's the equipping character. But it just says when a party member triggers a lunar reaction. So I just thought he doesn't need to trigger the lunar reaction. A party member can. And he can be on field and gain the buffs. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a better translation of it. Yeah, you see. Yeah, I mean, it could go either way, right? Because these are always early translations. But I mean, technically, tomorrow when we get like info, it's still... I don't think we're going to get better translations tomorrow or anything, because it's still going to be in CN, and EN, like English translation is always like a week late. If that is true, then this is 45 crit rate for like old characters. I mean, that's a good way of buffing old characters, right? Yeah, Hu Tao can use it. And like if we speculate longer and like we think about Columbina, it could be a good buff for older characters, assuming it works like that. But if what you said originally, where it's like it's pretty much only for like it works like Obsidian Codex, only Notland DPSs, and this is only Nod-Krai DPSs, then you know we don't have to think about it, but who knows. Mawika's seeing how there will be almost no new Notland characters. Mawika's time is coming to an end. I mean, just looking at all this stuff, Genshin is unfortunately very it's heading towards a lot of shill. I can already feel like, is my account being able to keep up? It might be tough. Like I feel like I might need to pull an Effa. Like if I don't pull an I will probably pull I'll probably pull Llama just because I have Nilu and Alhaitham. So it actually just makes sense. Where's Nilu? Like Nilu has been on the bench since forever. I don't even remember Star doing it, right? Like she's been on the bench. And Alhaitham, I like playing Alhaitham, but eh. It's kind of cool to use him again. Better for most counts than Sitlali. I think that... Wait. You're bored at work? Well, what kind of time zone are you in? While you were yapping, I was at work. Or like while you were typing in the Flip Discord, I was at work. You're doing exactly what I was doing in Vompi's chat. I was just yapping in his chat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull for Llama just because I have the units for it, right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I pulled Emily and I didn't pull Kanichi. Like, it seems so much like a waste. But like, I don't know if I'm coping or not, but it really does feel like, even though Anetha is supposed to be for Flynn's, it's... You work... Yeah, oh sorry. It feels like it's different. You work Graveyard Ship. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that means you have time to yap. But like, I don't know, man. I don't have pulls. At 7k. Also, I said I was gonna play the patch, but I'm probably not gonna play the patch as much because I can play the patch anytime, but I would like to talk about the new stuff and work on videos on the new stuff. Also, I may or may not have still I haven't done Skirk's story quest or the previous story quest, so oops. I am thinking the same thing. Is Anefa good for pulling? If you want Flynn's, probably yes. You definitely want to pull. If you want to keep up with the end game content that's coming, that will shill Electrocharge, you will probably benefit a lot from her. Bennett skin. Oh, what is this again? I think the craftable is better than for Ino here now because it gives ER. Let's see. What do you think Flynn's place in the meta would be? The interesting and I would say Doom version, or like unfortunate version of meta in general, and I kind of want to talk about it in extent, is that we could all say like Malwika first like top DPS, Skirk second top DPS, whatever, right? But that's all in the vacuum. Really depends on the content. So like for example, you're asking, oh, will Flynn's be good in the meta? Yes, because there's going to be an Electrocharge. There's going to be another Electrocharge boss in 6.0 that is tailored toward him. So yeah, he's going to be good because he's going to be really good against that boss in Stigian Onslaught. Wait, this goes energy refund? I did not read it correctly, huh? Oh, it does. 15 seconds. Just use Fab, but I guess this one is good. What's the craftable do again? It gives like ER on substat and some EM. Yeah, EM. ER. It's weird. I don't have Malwika. Is it better to take Sitlali or Inefa for Arlecchino? I mean, if you want numbers now, Inefa will probably be better, but if you want to think long-term-ish? I'm just thinking like, I think Inefa will probably give you more value with Nod-Krai stuff. Because there's going to be Nod-Krai mechanics and she can still benefit from that. Sitlali like has Notlon mechanics, but we're leaving Notlon, you know what I'm saying? But I would say Sitlali, or like Arlecchino Mount is like at peak better. But yeah, you're right. Craftable 61 ER subset 120 EM from passive, but 120 EM assuming you have 2 Nod-Krai characters. I mean, you will, but with Ina. Is there anything I can do on the patch? But like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do story quests at the moment. What is this? Recollections? Is this a spoiler? Oh. It's just wait. This is just summarizing the whole Notlon arc. Wait, what is this? In order to yeah. End the war. Yes. In the course of you witnessed many, but also felt the courage led you to involve yourself. Yeah. The land is about to embrace the full home. Okay. Cool. So it's a vacation after the war. That's this. Okay. Is there anything else I can do? Bro, I can't even. I didn't do a space and time for you yet. I'm actually just griefing. I didn't do that. I heard it was good. Oh, I can do this. How do you think MC will react? Interactive lunar stuff? bro, is MC actually gonna get lunar stuff? I just, they could just not have an MC, like a lunar MC. He's not gonna get an element. That could be possible. Well, I know it's a recap, but I was just wondering, like, what could it be possibly recapping? It's just like a summary story. Like, why did I need that recap? I saw you say so. Which is better? Like, specifically for Arlecchino, if you were asked me, Sitlali instantly. However, I think that Anafa will give you quote unquote more future value if you would say as you head into Nod-Krai. Because I mean, she enable, like, I don't know if you're gonna pull Flynn's or not, right? But she enables the lunar charge reaction. You can kind of like give that lunar charge reaction to other people, and then you can take benefits off of that, right? Of course, can't really say, but yeah. Sitlali's only mount. I'm going to wait for any MC needs. I don't know. Also, I don't think they're gonna increase Team Lunar, yeah, because they don't. Pyro MC does not count as a not-long character for Night Soul Burst. So, I don't think they would count as the Lunarity level either. They're not gonna count him as a not-long character, him or her as a not-long character for Night Soul Burst. Oh. Did I do some testing? Is there something that we just don't know about Anafa yet and her mechanics? I feel like we know everything. Is there anything that needs to be tested? I don't think there's anything. This shouldn't be consistent. Let me see. There are crit numbers though. There's just like one number, right? I'm gonna see. 759. That was a 4 and let's see. How much damage did it do? 5k, 4k. That's a 6k. 4k, 6k, 8k, 8k, 8k. I don't know if I'm biased, but I really think how Hyperwebster described Lunar Charge is probably the case, considering there's so much variation, and it just like it takes the crit stats, or it takes whether or not you crit, and that's how it determines. So like in that situation, it would be either Fischl, Xingqiu, both crit, either one or the other crits or not, and then if both of them don't crit, and there should be like 4 different damage numbers for Lunar Charge in that situation. 7, 5, 9. That's a 4, 6, 8, 6, 9. 8, 7, 6, 8.
Midnight Phantasm.
Yeah, 5, 7.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of Guwa. Know my soul.
I really want to say that's how it works, and Mr. Hyper Webster was correct. But I'm feeling I'm getting different numbers. I don't think I'm getting. I guess different enemies at different res. I guess that could. Yeah.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
All right. Cool. Let me just go through Faucet. Is there anything new? Nope. Yelan skin, spoilers. Nope. Okay, no new info yet. I guess we're just gonna have to wait till a couple hours. Oh my gosh, I have to go through this again? Bro. Oh, sorry. August 1st theater. What element? Oh, the next one? July, August. Hold on, let me check. What is the next theater? Bro, I never checked the theater. Oh my gosh. Speaking of theater. They are adding a new level of theater, and you need even more characters. 28 characters to enter. Great. 5.7, 5.8. Okay, 5.8a is Electro Cryo Animo. The reaction superconduct? Disgusting. I mean, they put Nivulet and Xingqiu as special invitation, so it can't be that bad. They also put Nahida, so you have aggravate. Okay, bro. Okay, this was cool the first time, but like, I don't feel like doing it every single time. I guess this isn't that bad.
Return to the skies. Incoming.
What the hell is this team? I just realized. Bro. 3 randos.
Oh, so sorry.
Get to work. Lolly, eat Papa.
Up to it, Mansai. Alley-oop.
Oh, that's great. He died.
This one will be frozen.
Fulfill our pact. Suffer them.
Mighty mythical beast.
Ooh, that's awkward. Cool it.
So sorry.
Get to work. Lolly, eat Papa. Get him.
Many happy returns.
Bro, I think Gaming. I don't know if I have to use Gaming for that turtle boss that's coming in Stigian Onslaught. If I can't use Skirk on that boss, Lil Bro might be my solution here. Bro, Seth is. Dude, this banner stinks for me. Oh, hello. Yeah, the element in the next theater in a couple days is Electro Animo Cryo. Electro Animo Cryo. Electro Animo Cryo. Electro Animo Cryo. You got that? Got it. I forgot how to play this character.
The sage's wisdom.
Stay put. Go get it, you black shadow raven. Hi. Help.
Excuse me.
I remember burst is the normal attack and then he has the charge. Okay, I remember now.
Just like we rehearsed.
As you wish. Way ahead.
Hey, I'm just worried that just doing Skirk burst is not enough, but I don't know. Dodge this. Wait, what is this trial for again? Oh, it's for Xing Qiu. Bro,
Everybody stand back. Nice and spicy.
Don't get frostbite.
holy. 4-star team. Bat chest.
Rim cutter. Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Eat this. Let's light it up.
Oh, so sorry.
Oh, there's my content done. Wait, there's still one more. I'm stupid.
Odds
What
revealed
is
by
this?
Hand
Okay.
Eyes on me.
But they're giving me Beto on a single target draw. Cool.
Wings of darkness. Justice will prevail. Final war.
Fire it up.
Oh, that's cool. Wait,
Shot.
I don't know why I thought this was cool, but
Give cover. As you wish, me.
little Hydro Eidolon. Alright. I can do 110 full for an Effa. I pulled Skirk instead of Emily. Do you think that's right? Well, do you have number 1? Do you have Escafie? Number 2, do you have Kanich? And number 3, if you like Skirk instead of Emily, then that was the right choice. That's what matters. Alright, I'll do a 10 pull. Surely. Again, Effa, right? Nope. Unlucky. Give me a Fav weapon? What is that? Ugh. The funds are looking a bit bad. I forgot to craft. Oh my crap. I was gonna craft the sands for. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was gonna craft the sands for my Skirk and I forgot and I reset. I just got -1 chance. Oh well. You got your team ready for 5.8 Stygian Onslaught. Let's think. Let's think about the teams for a second. I guess we can use these 3. Okay. I do not have Chaska or Kanich, so my plan was some Chevrolet overload and pray it's enough.
Ready to ride.
Who'd you use? Probably Yansan last, right?
Anyone need a coach?
It's probably this for Papilla. For the turtle, I was praying that Skirk would be enough. The question,
Need
the
something to
pro- okay,
prepare of?
here the problem is, I have Escafia and Kanish, but I want the meta advice. I mean, I put Skirk instead. Oh, instead of Emily. Mm, I think that Skirk is the stronger DPS in a vacuum. But like, for example, my account has Emily and no Kanich, and I always wonder if I had Kanich, then this team building would be easier because there is like the Lava Dragon and the Papilla, which Kanich was good against. However, after that, it's not gonna be helpful. So, I mean, if you want to talk pure DPS numbers, then Skirk is better. So, if you want to take that from like if you want to look at that as a meta perspective, then yeah, then Skirk would technically be quote unquote better. So you technically make the right choice if you look at DPS numbers. I can't read your name. It's Japanese, but hello. Bro, you're gonna use Chaska support for Wander? You're using Wander on Papilla? I'm planning for level 6 for Dire. I cleared Dire the last cycle. I want to see if I can clear it every cycle, but probably I think that's a little bit too hopeful if I don't pull everything. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't have Kanich or like Chaska, which are probably the best two for Papilla, so I was planning on just doing a Shivers Overload with Mawika. Middle, use Skirk, but I can't use Farina because the plan for the Electrocharge boss was this and then some Electro character, and pray that would be useful. Something like this, and then like Kazuha, I guess.
All right, let's head off.
Something like that. It's cooked. And I can't use Farina here, so I don't have two Farinas. It's cooked. Unless I use like Moalani. I do have Moalani, but I think my Moalani is very budget. So it's I mean, if I had her signature, then it would be kind of easy, right? But like, I feel like I need to use like, because Dire is so okay. Remember, I'm talking about Dire difficulty when I'm planning this. If you're talking about difficulty level 5, which is the Fearless, which isn't for the skins, then I think you'll have a lot of other team building options, right? But I'm personally planning for Dire, and that, dude, it's too hard, man. So like, I don't know, like, do I use Mona or Yolanda or something? I don't know. I guess I have Silali still available.
Whatever you need.
I can do this.
Let's go get ourselves some answers.
Could work. Veresa Overload, Mawika Melt, Electrocharge, Nebulite. Veresa Overload. My question is, Veresa good against Papilla? I actually don't know. Like, is she that good? If yes, then it probably works. If she's okay, then it's fine, right? I know she doesn't do that many hits, but at least she's not Lan. And you still have Chevris that has a lot of hits. It's the new Electro Male 6.0 worth. Well, that's your definition of worth. Do you want a strong DPS? Are you gonna pull Nefa? We currently don't know how good the 6.0 male Electro DPS will be without an Nefa. So, like, if you're not planning on pulling a Nefa and it just so happens that he's going to be not so good with a Nefa, then I don't know if he's going to be where. But we don't have numbers yet, so. Anyway, that's the plan. if I do pull a Nepha, then I simply put a Nepha here, and I would like to think that the cactus boss is free. Even though I haven't pulled a Nepha, I'm still farming her boss mats. I don't know if that's grief or not. But I'm more Rob going 10 to 10. It'll where's my friendship team? My Dolly and Skirk is still not 10. I don't feel that bad farming for a boss nut for a character that I don't have because I did that for Varessa. So I've already been like, okay, you know what? I farmed all the boss mats and still haven't pulled Varessa. If I farm all these boss mats and don't get an Effa, it's whatever, man. It's just resin. I'm not gonna get anything good from artifacts anyway. Rest is good unless they raise the shield power. Well, they are raising the shield power, so that is my fear. That is exactly my fear. The Stygian boss will have increased shield power. It does have different mechanics. I believe it will have a shield up but continue attacking. So like it will attack you and then it will, oh, that's a lot of damage. It will continue attacking you while it's shield up, and you want to deal as much shield damage as possible. And then however much the shield damage that you did will be like converted into actual damage of the boss. You know, it wouldn't be worst case if like the game was like HSR and you can convert, and it wouldn't have to feel as bad, but. I just realized ZTZ doesn't have that. They could add it. But did I not? Oh, that's great. Cool. Why are you watching my stream on a projector? How many 5-star weapons do I have on my account? There. Standard, dupe standard. Standard, I deliberately pulled another standard. I wanted 1 but accidentally got 2 while pulling for 4 stars. And this one I got because I wanted Freedom Sworn, and I got the other one. And I was like, okay, you know what, that's fine. Actually, I wanted both. It was it was Cosmo Agreement with Alhaitham. Which ones do I regret? I kind of regret pulling for this one. However, with Alhaitham getting a glow up, I could say I don't regret it as much anymore. And I mean, this was just like, you know, I think the odds were, my odds were definitely against not getting a second one, and I just got a second one. I mean, it helped me clear the first Stigian Onslaught, so can't be that bad. I would say the 2 most valuable ones have been these 2, like Engulfing Lightning, even though it's on Raiden, which Raiden isn't the best unit in the game, but like just ER polearm is very flexible, so I can like use it on Chainling and it's fine. And then this one, obviously Mawika is really strong. It's a really good weapon on there, but like any other claymore that I happen to use as a DPS, like I remember using it on Gaming to get a clear of Abyss, so it's good. For standard weapons, I wish I had Lost Prayer. I think it's better than it's probably better than Skyward Atlas most of the cases for on-fielders. And I don't have a Skyward Blade or a Aquila Favonia, so Bennett was just stuck on a 4-star weapon. Wait, I got enough, right? Because I can do the quests and get the remaining 6. Now I need to do it one more time. I'm griefing. Okay. That's my resin for the day, I guess. That's cool. Nothing. Are you gonna pull Llama and or Flins based on what we know currently? I will probably. I said in the beginning, I'll say it again, but I will probably be pulling on Llama because I guess, okay, you know what? This is a perfect segue to go back to the 6.0 units because I do want to talk about them a little bit more. I'm probably gonna end a little bit soon. I just wanted a short stream just to, you know, play the patch a little bit. Play the patch a little bit and mostly talk about 6.0 stuff if you guys are interested. But I do want to set aside personal time to just work on videos because there's like a lot of info that I could be working on and put it in a video form. So we can go back to the info from the Discord. Oh, wait. Anyway. Is Nefa good or just a side grade? I mean, she's good. I think for existing characters like Nivillette and Cloren, you could say it's a side grade of a team, but like the archetype of Electric Charge will be useful because there will be content like the Cactus that wants Electric Charge. So she'll be good in those teams. So she's good. And she always works in like Overrape and stuff. What was I gonna say? Oh, Llama. The reason why I think the reason why I'm gonna probably pull Llama is because I have Nilou and Alhaitham, and she buffs both of those characters. If I wanted, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I really do feel like Llama is Nahida power creep. Like I really do feel like in a lot of teams, like for example, if you just think of Nilou Bloom, you have Nilou Llama, and you need Aino because you need two Nod-Krai characters, and you need obviously the only choice is Aino in 6.0, replaced with Columbina, but sure, whatever. So you need another Nod-Krai, so it's gonna be Nilou, Llama, Aino. That's 2 Hydro and 1 Dendro. So you can on the field her, and then put any other. You just need, and then the last slot is a healer, right? And then you can on field her. So like, there's no room for Nahida. The only way you can technically make room for like Nahida is if you have C1 Llama and she heals. Now you have a healer, then you can put Nahida in the last slot. So it's like, yeah, Nahida power free for Quicken. But like the thing about Quicken is like Nahida was never that good in Quicken. Or like, yeah, Quicken Aggravate. Let's just say Quicken Aggravate, right? Because you can just use Kirara as C6, and if I remember correctly, it's technically better because C6 gives a damage bonus. But like, Nahida was good in Bloom and Hyper Bloom stuff. But like, she just looks good in Hyper Bloom too. Because her passive makes, like, it's not just Lunar Bloom, right? It gives you, it allows Hyper Bloom to crit too. So like, you can run her, Alhaitham, Aino, Kuki. And assuming that the new set works on Alhaitham, that's gonna enable Alhaitham with a new set. That's great on him. What about Nahida C2? If you have Nahida C2, then obviously I don't know the numbers on this, but if you have Nahida C2 and you're playing Nilou Bloom, you probably like just pulling a C0 Llama probably won't be better. if I were to feels craft a bit, of course I don't know, but like for Lunar Bloom, if you have Nahida C2, probably doesn't give you that much. Let me just double triple check Nahida C2 because it's been a while. Like what it exactly does. Where is Nahida? I'm just looking on the side right now. Yeah. That's specifically for Nilou though. Like for example, it's like if I'm reading on the site, it's 20 and 100 for crit rate crit damage for Hyper Bloom too, right? If I just think of Hyper Bloom, sure she gives EM, right? Nahida, but like sure that's cool, but like even for Alhaitham, like I unironically think Llama can beat Nahida C2 just because it enables new set shenanigans. And I don't think, like, just thinking of Dendra, I don't think it's that bad. It probably won't be that bad. How many cons do you have on limited 5-star characters? I have Raiden C2. I think that's it. If I remember my account correctly. I'm like 99.9% sure those are the only characters. Yeah, it just seems like yeah. But like for example, for Alhaitham, did was that off-field Dendra up really that like needed? And I think the weirdest thing is that it's a field, right? Her on-fielding is a field, and you know Nahi, like everyone, if you play Nahida, everyone knows multi-wave, like especially in those events. Oh, I gotta like hold my E again and tag everything, and everything dies, and now no more Nahida E on them, bro. That is so annoying, and you don't have that problem anymore. This is just a field that follows you, so she's good in multi-wave. Like Nahida is cooked. Like, oh my gosh. I'm surprised. Kind of surprised, actually, yeah. Like, I don't know what I expected, but... Ugh. Also, on the Haitham point with Nahida C2, like, remember, this is just Lauma and Aino. Guaranteed... I don't want to say guaranteed, but, like, you replace Aino with Columbina, and I guarantee you Columbina's gonna do something crazy. How much of an increase is it? I'm not gonna give a percentage. I don't know the percentage, but like you can just kind of think about it like this. Gilded gives you what, EM and what? It gives you EM and attack, right? Gilded Dreams was arguably not that good for Alhaitham just because two piece is very similar and you could get better substats. I think that theoretically one of his best sets was one of Alhaitham's best sets was Marchusi Hunter with Farina because of the 36% crit rate. This one, if we assume if how I assume the set works, this set you don't need Farina. But you need Lauma and Aino / Nod-Krai Hydra, which is Columbina. This one gives 45% crit rate and a 2-piece EM, while Marchusi Hunter gives like the 15% normal and charge attack bonus, and that's useless on Alhaitham. Like EM is much better on him. And then you have this like lunar reaction damage, that's like an extra bonus on top. Just by looking at this, 45% crit rate? Huh? Like it's gonna be, if that's how it works, it's gonna be good on Alhaitham. Better than any of his current sets. It's gonna be a buff. Congrats on Sit Lolly and 10. What? Wait, you got 3 Sit Lollies within 10 pulls? Huh? I don't know about Aino's off-field Hydro. We don't have that much information, but like Llama, like with the hold E and like how her burst basically gives quills for the core damage, like she's Dendro Shenhe. But like, okay, imagine if Shenhe was released today and she had similar buffs to this. Like, she is modern Shenhe, but Dendro. Like, she has a tap and hold E, but you usually hold. I mean, I guess in the case of Shenhe, there is a real case of tap and hold E, and you use either. This one is just hold E. Like, I don't think is there really any reason to use tap E? I don't think so. You just hold. But like, she just reminds you of Shenhe gameplay. Hold E, burst, swap out, and I think you can actually like I saw hyperwebs or type where you hold in the mid, like you swap back to her, hold again, and then you get even more like of the quills, which yeah. Nilou will finally be unbenched. I saw some people talking about how everyone's going to be looking at Nilou getting buffed, but it's actually Hyper Bloom getting a better buff. Does Enefa work with Llama for Hyper Bloom or something? The thing about that is yes, but if you want Lunar charged, if you want Enefa Lunar charged and Llama Bloom stuff, you can't like you can't use Alhaitham, because if you use Alhaitham and Llama, that's 2 Dendro, and 2 Dendro is typically not good for Lunar Charge. Like, you're not going to get Lunar Charge. If you don't have Lunar Charge, don't use Enefa, right? So you're not using double Dendro. It's going to be like a single Dendro, Llama, Enefa, double Hydro or something like that, or double Electro. So you could, what I'm thinking currently is like, if you want to use, I guess it doesn't necessarily matter if you use Enefa or not, but like, think of like the, you know, in Sumeru everyone's like, oh, Hyper Bloom, you can on field Nahida with Nahida, Xingqiu Yalan, and then Kuki. Well, you can kind of think of like, oh, Llama is a catalyst user, so you can use Llama, Enefa if you really want. I mean, it could be like Kuki still, but like Enefa, right? And then, you know, 2 Hydro, 2 Electro. In this case, you don't have to use Aino because Enefa is already a Nod-Krai character, so you have 2. I think Alhaitham team will be Alhaitham, Aino, Llama, Kuki. That is exactly what Volpe was looking at, and that's probably just correct, because like, what else can you do, right? You need two Nod-Krai, so you need Aino, Llama, and then yeah, Kuki is there. And then you just replace Aino with Columbina. The Sumeru crew is getting something good, and they're gonna get their, or supposedly they're gonna get their Chronicles soon. Supposedly. Allegedly. But yeah, I think Llama looks extremely strong. Yeah. Llama looks extremely strong. Aino is... Hold on. What happened to my music? Oh, it was just... Okay, never mind. Yeah. Llama looks extremely strong. Aino will be good in 6.0, 6.1, 6.2. I just can't get... I mean, we'll see how much damage she does. It's hard to get that hype for her because you... Columbine is going to replace her. I've already said it so many times. I haven't talked about Flynn's much in this stream, actually. Flynn's is much more straightforward. He wants an Efa, so you just put Flynn's an Efa, and that fulfills the 2 Nod-Krai character requirement. Oh, I guess I was explicitly say, like, you can look at, like, if you look at Llama's kit, where's Llama? It says right here, Moonshine Gibbous, Lunar Blooms dealt by the party gain crit rate and crit damage. Pretty much, like, Llama has that, like, that Gibbous text. Flynn's has it, where he does, like, Lunar Charge reaction damage is increased by 20%. Gibbous. Again, Gibbous means 2 Nod-Krai characters, like, so it is... Like, and with the artifact sets having that same thing, it's basically, yes, you need you want 2 Nod-Krai characters and a Nod-Krai, like, if you're using a Nod-Krai DPS, you want 2 Nod-Krai characters. If you're using a Nod-Krai artifact set, you want 2 Nod-Krai characters. It's 2 Nod-Krai characters. It is very similar to Night Soul Burst in a way, but Night Soul Burst, in my opinion, wasn't very impactful. This is necessary for necessary for a character to be optimized. So, team restriction, yay. Bro, Ivarka is just another main DPS animo that power creeps, shout, and wander. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, surely they can make a more unique animo DPS. Like, Chaska is unique. I'll give him that. The bullet absorption, I thought it was a cool mechanic as an animo DPS. Dude, if they make Varka just shout / wander, I'm gonna be disappointed. Surely they can do something better. I wasn't gonna say, oh, Flynn's, I think his game, okay. Flynn's, to me, from what, I haven't read too much into him, but he's just Veressa gameplay. You press skill, you get normal infusion, but you also get a second skill that you press again. You press skill, you get an infusion, you press second skill, do some damage, and then after pressing this skill, you get the special burst, you press the special burst, then you just do your normal text, and then you press E when it's up again. Yes? And then you repeat. So you press skill to go into enhanced state, then you get a second skill that you press, that leads to an alt cast, a special alt cast, then you normal attack until you get to repeat this process again until the infused state is over. Pretty simple, no? Why do you need 2 Nod-Krai? You need 2 Nod-Krai because if you look at some of these artifact sets, there's like a 15/30% and a 60 plus 120%. It says when the lunar phase of the team is crescent/gibbous. So crescent is the lower amount, gibbous is the higher amount, right? Gibbous, the crescent gibbous means 1 to 2 Nod-Krai characters on the team. That your team, it becomes crescent/gibbous. So I'm simplifying it. If you see gibbous, you need 2 Nod-Krai characters on the team. So for these artifact sets, in order to get their full buffs, you need 2 Nod-Krai characters on the team. And for Llama, gibbous, again 2 Nod-Krai characters. Lunar Bloom reactions dealt by the party gain plus 10% crit rate, plus 20% crit damage. So incentivized to do that. Flynn's, gibbous, 2 Nod-Krai characters on the team. Lunar charge reaction damage is increased by 20%. So again, very incentivized to do that. So yes, you want to. Good night. Thank you for joining the stream. So yeah, I know doesn't have this. Like, she only has crescent, so she only has 1. Like, it is clearly, like, even just in her kit, you can tell that she is the bridging point. Like, her existence is literally just give you that second Nod-Krai character for another character. That is her existence. She's the +1. That's why she's valuable. And the fact that, for example, Flynn's will probably, he's going to do mostly lunar charge reaction damage, and that doesn't get buffed by damage %, meaning characters like Yelan and Farina lose so much value. That's where Aino comes in. She comes in with the steel chair. Who cares about Yelan and Farina? Useless. Llama versus craftable? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really read the signature weapons. Flynn's signature weapon, okay. For 3.5 after using the okay, damage buff, and energy. Okay, that's good. A lot of damage buffs, and it gives him energy to use his burst more. Cool. 265. When elemental skills do more EM, more damage. When a nearby opponent, the equipping character. Okay, that's more damage. And damage. Yeah, it's a lot of buffs. This one doesn't solve energy. Like, you want to use. I assume you want to use Llama's burst a lot, and this doesn't give you extra energy. While this does. Flynn's also wants to use his burst, like his special burst, and this helps because that's to restore 12 energy. So I mean, yeah. That's cool. I probably won't be pulling for it. I'm just gonna use a 4-star weapon, so I think people were looking at Fruit of Fulfillment. Gives energy recharge to Miru Craftable. It looks good on her. Oh, but like, for example, dude, Flynn's free-to-play weapon, like, they just made a new one just for him. Like, where is it? Where's the pole arm? Attack, attack, lunar charge reaction damage, lunar charge reaction damage. Like, they literally made a pole arm just so if you're if you want to pull Flynn's and you don't like, you're like, oh, what weapon should I use with him? I don't know if I can get the signature. Not non-craftable. It's literally it's yeah. This is good. Flynn's weapons work well on Sino. Bro, you're definitely a Sino main. Sino does have like energy problems to get his burst, right? Yeah, it does have, yeah. Wait, but is it actually better than Sauce? Craftable good for a Nefa? Yeah, it's true. I want to. Hey Nor, do you know like these are R1, right? Are all of these values gonna be doubled, or do you think like lunar phase plus full, like, do you think one of these values isn't gonna double? Or you actually think like for R5 all of these values double? Because I would like to make a video on it, like ideally I make a video right now, but like I do want to make sure that I don't want to say, oh, R5 doubles everything when it's not actually gonna double everything. I guess I'll just wait until tomorrow. It's already getting quote unquote late. I'll just wait until tomorrow and we'll get the actual values. Because I don't want to say everything doubles and it doesn't actually double at R5. Oh, true. Sauce gives ton of crit rate, and if you just, yeah, you're right, dude. There's so much crit rate. How good of Ballad of the Fjords on Flynn? Let me just double check what Ballad of the Fjords does. I know it gives EM. Depending on how many elements you have. Let me just double check. I think the problem with Fjords and Deathmatch is that yeah. I think it'll definitely be good on him, but the problem is if you overcap on it's easy to overcap on crit rate because the new set gives the new 4-piece set gives 45%. I caught the craftable quickly on enough, assuming they both double R5 and it was still a bit worse than R1 Ballad, so I can see real estate W no clear to actually do. Okay. Guys, animations, not yet. Animations will be out in a couple hours. Usually when animations comes out, I'm asleep, so like I won't be on. But I don't know, would it be in? Let me think. 5 to 6. I don't know, 5 to 6 hours probably. It's usually in the middle of the night. I always miss it live. I can't do anything about it. I'm not pulling an all-nighter. Screw that. Yeah, we're not gonna get gameplay. Yeah. Video wise, I'll let you know I'll let you know a little bit of details. Why you will leave due to animation? Oh no. I'm saying that like the animations comes out in 5 to 6 hours, right? Which is in the middle of the night for me. So like I won't be streaming. Like I'll just be asleep in my bed. Like I'll be just passed out. Like I won't be live for the for the animations and like, oh, react to the animations. Like I'm just gonna be asleep. That's just how the timing works. So I'll just look at it when I wake up tomorrow myself. Yeah. I'm happy with Malika, Shiloh, Rosario team. Should I put Nefa or Solali or skip all? I mean, if you're happy with that team, you don't necessarily... I mean, Solali is good for Malika, but if you're satisfied, then sure. You can wait until gameplay animations for 6.0 characters come out in a couple hours and see how you feel. Is there anything else that's important to talk about 6.0 wise? Of course they're updating, like Dendro Resonance includes Lunar Bloom. Flop also includes Lunar Bloom. I can go over like these, like Nod-Krai Blue and Claymore. Claymore probably good on I know Bo. I was looking at Bo, like maybe Kole. I think I was looking at Kole could use this, I guess, but like who would use Kole? Like I don't know. The bow looks weird and probably not that usable. Polearm is Anefa. Flynn's craftable catalyst is Lauma. Nahida. Nahida works for this, right? Yeah, should work. Sword is giving a free to play Nilu sword finally. It doesn't give EM, but like assuming this like doubles at R5, that's a lot of HP. It's gonna be good on Nilu, I think. Llama and Nahida rerun? Bro, there's no way they rerun both of them, right? Like, that's just bait. Like, why would you pull Nahida when you can put Llama? They're gonna rerun Nilu 100%. Mav Melt is so hard, I play Mav Overload. Well, if you want to learn how to play Mav Melt correctly, I got a video on it. What changed is Anefa getting a 6.0 since some of her part of her kits is missing. My assumption is that I think this is probably right, where the missing like I think I talked about this, right? The passive where it says a new, like, further blessings and the new moon rising. I think that's probably just this section. So if you read this, right, when any teammate triggers electric charge, it increases this. Okay, you see Flynn's stuff right here, right? This passive is the exact same thing as Anefa's passive. It actually is literally the exact same thing. But on Anefa, when we first read the description, it says further blessings and the new moon rising, blah 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 blah. But now it just says, okay, when Flynn's is in the party, moon phase increases by 1. So that's like 99%. Okay, they're just gonna add that in Anefa. Now, what you might be asking, what's the moon phase thing? Well, the moon phase thing is what I was talking about earlier, where if you have 1 to 2 Nod-Krai members on the team, then you're like the moon phase is Crescent and Gibbous. So it just counts. Okay, Anefa is a Nod-Krai character. That's pretty much it. That's my assumption of what that extra passive is. Oh yeah, Farina is like, yeah, Farina is probably gonna be using that craftable as well. I don't know if it's as good as Fab, because I really like Fab with the particles, but I guess technically if you don't need to share the particles, this has the exact same ER sub, and you get a ton of HP. Yeah, it's gonna be good on her. Let's see, QOL, Theater Lobby, cool. Abyss now supports team presets. Does that mean like... Sorry, does that mean...
The abyss is like the world.
Team preset, does that mean like
It's always
I
there.
can use... Wait, these are the team presets? Like, for example, I could just import this into Abyss? That's cool, I guess. I don't have a lot of favs. Oh yeah, that's like if you. I guess if you don't have a lot of favs and you don't have like Festering Desire, yeah, this is good. A good choice. It's free. Console. Okay, I'm not a console. Strongbox editions. Yeah, that's expected. Oh, Imaginary Theater for 6.0. Bro, if they're adding this new difficulty with 28 characters, it's cooked. Bro, like opening characters, dude, like you just get so many bricks. Wait, why is Geo in here? Dude, why are there 2 Geo shilling bosses in 6.0? What? Are we just torturing us? Abyss. Yeah, guys, Bloom is back. Like, look at this. It's just Bloom. Bloom. Wow, look at this. Bloom on one side, Electrocharge on the other. Wow. Wait a minute. Oh, actually no. I was gonna say, why is the Hydro resistant enemy on Electrocharge? But yeah, it's Electrocharge DPS is the. I'm not gonna click on that. Oh, guys, if you like the Traveler's Tale, it's gonna be permanent now, so that's cool. Oh yeah, Evo Moon Mode. That's the IT expansion. IT expansions, look at this. Another difficulty, must assign 28 characters to start. That's disgusting. That you're able to upgrade Vegeta once Nod-Krai releases. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna boost her damage. I know that one of her passes for Nefa says you can change her appearance when Nod-Krai releases. Maybe they're talking about that. Yeah. Opinions on weapons. Good on Nilu and Farina. Good on Llama and Nahida. Good on Anefa and Flynn's. Bow. I don't like the bow, and Claymore is usable on Ino. Cool. That's the TLDR. Yeah. Maybe I missed someone, but that's my initial thoughts. Yeah. Going back to IT. Okay. I want to talk about this a little. I don't know if I want to talk about this like separately on the video, but like, if there's going to be first completion rewards for this new like difficulty that has primos, and like the normal reward is primos, I don't think it's gonna, like, my coping mechanism or coping thought is I don't think the difficulty of the content is actually that hard. Like, I don't think, personally, I don't think IT and the Visionary, like the hardest difficulty game mode in IT currently is hard at all. It's just you need characters, and then you just like bring in your team some useless characters and some useful characters, and you just like bruise through. So like, if it's a similar difficulty, I don't think increasing is gonna change the difficulty that much. But like, if they actually increase the difficulty of the enemies a significant amount, where like carrying all your bad characters is gonna be more difficult, then we have a problem. But like, surely, if the rewards are primo gems, like like they made dire difficulty for Stigian Onslaught. There's no primo gems, and it's like mega hard. If they're gonna give primo gems in the content, I find it hard to believe that's gonna be that hard. It's just gonna be very restrictive to enter because 28 characters is a lot. And like, if it's still like 3 elements, dude, like, like it's, you just bring so many unbuilt characters that are just like level 70 minimum just to carry them through the finish line. Artifact cap. I don't think there's anything else, right? Adjusted flop. New bosses. Yeah. That's our passive. That's our okay, that's nothing. Cons. Skill, signature, fliz. Okay, I don't think I missed anything. I think I read everything here. There are 2 new bosses in Stigian Onslaught. Hello. There's 2 new bosses in the 6.0 Stigian Onslaught. One of them favors Bloom, one of them favors Lunar Charge / Electro Charge for Electro DPSs. So funny. Guess who that benefits? totally not the banner, the newest characters that are gonna be on banner. Is an FS okay? We do not have numbers slash multipliers for. We do not have. Sorry, we do not have any multipliers slash numbers for Flints at the moment. We do not know if. We do not know how much of a damage increase that Anetha will give to Flints. Just looking at their synergies, she's going to be pretty important. And if you were to ask me, if you're going to pull Flints, you should probably pull Anetha for top like performance. That's like a given. How much of it's going to be increased, we don't know yet. Wait for a couple days. I mean, we will know numbers tomorrow, and the T-seers that are definitely not me will calc all that stuff. We don't know yet, but yeah, we don't know. Flop is, sorry, where's flop? Flop is Flowers of Paradise Lost. That's the acronym. It's a flop set. I went over it. Where's the flop? I scrolled over it again, didn't I? Yeah. Flower of Paradise. Oh, yeah. FL. You know, it's FOP. No, but like, it's flop. New IT rules gonna be new weapon skins. They're not new weapon skins. There's apparently a card with an illustration that can be exchanged and collected with friends. I don't know what that means. This looks like a cosmetic reward. However, first time completion are 300 Primogems for 11 and 12. Plus 2 resin and a billet. Badge rewards. 1 craftable elixir for every 12 badges earned. That's the Stella. And then the challenge rewards 200 Primogems. Yeah. Who even run flop in Lunar Bloom? Okay, let's think about the new quote-unquote new Nilou team. If you run Nilou, let's see, if you run Nilou, Lauma, Ino, and insert healer, then insert random healer, then you could use flop on Nilou. You can stay in 2-piece. Lauma probably. I think. Do you put llama on flop? Probably not, right? You could like okay if you put I don't know at the moment, but like if you have llama and Ino, right? Like, do you run 2 of these? Wait, I just realized, do these stack? Like if I have, surely they don't stack, right? Because let's just say you have llama on one of this, you give the team 180 EM. Surely if you put I know on this set, you don't get another 180 EM, right? I'd be surprised if it worked like that. I already talked about the craftable weapons. Nilou Farina, Llama Nahida, Anetha Flynn's, Bow seems weird, Claymore probably for Ino. Yeah, so like you could use flop on the healer, I guess. Ino, Llama, Nilou, Baizu. Yeah, you could put Baizu on flop, I guess. But like if Ino and Llama's like if the 4-piece support artifact set for Nod-Krai don't stack, then you put either Llama or Ino on the set. It's probably Ino, no. You put her on the flop set for Lunar Bloom. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. If this stacks, that'd be crazy. Then you get 360 EM for the whole Bloom team, huh? That sounds balanced. What is this? Oh, what is this? Nilou passive update for Lunar Bloom. Okay. I mean, I think everyone assumed that it would work. Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot about Deepwood. Oh my gosh. Ugh. You're right. I forgot about that set. XD. Who would be on Deepwood though? Hey, Baiju on Deepwood if you do Baiju. Yeah, in that case, maybe flop isn't worth it. I mean, I haven't farmed flop. I don't know. Oh, here we go. What is this information? Let me see this. Let me see this. Let me see this. Lunar Bloom trigger behavior. This is important. When using... Why are we calling her Llama, man? Llama. There are two types of Lunar Bloom triggers. Normal Lunar Bloom. The bloom and its damage both display normally without... Let's see. Okay. This is very good information. I think this confirms it. So, I think this is how I believe this is how some TCers were interpreting it, and I think they were correct. Lunar Bloom, right? When you create a dendrocore, right, and it explodes, that's a bloom, right? So you would think, oh, Lunar Bloom, when the bloom explodes, it's a Lunar Bloom. No, that is not how it works. If you have Llama on the team and you create a dendrocore, it's the same way, dendrohydro. You'll make a core, right? And it explodes, right? Look, it says the bloom and its damage both display normally without italicized text. This refers to the usual dendrocore explosion, okay? So the assumption is that has these, I mean, I guess we don't know for sure, but like... Sorry, I guess we don't know, but okay, sorry. My assumption is that this like this Lunar Bloom damage doesn't really like this, the lunar, all this, sorry, if I go back to like all these, like for example, Lunar Bloom reactions dealt by the party gain plus 10% crit rate, plus 20% crit damage. But like, my biggest question is that when you explode a Nilu core, is that a Lunar Bloom reaction damage? Because it just refers to the this refers to the usual Dendro core explosion, and the damage isn't italicized. But it says Lunar Bloom triggered by Llama's old E. The reaction displays with italicized text, and the damage is also italicized. So I feel like this points toward the interpretation where, okay, Lunar Bloom reaction is not actually the bloom exploding, because like they have bloom right here, no? I don't know if I'm hold on, I should, I don't know if I should be checking this out, but like it's I probably need to read a lot of this information from faucets. I don't know if I should be streaming this. Probably there's other people. But I don't know. My assumption is a Lunar Bloom trigger. Okay, but now it says Lunar Bloom damage caused by Dendro core explosion can cause self damage to characters. So in that case, it does, like, Lunar Bloom damage caused by Dendro core explosions can cause self-damage to characters. Okay, well, using this text, then the Dendro cores do, like, this normal explosion is Lunar Bloom damage. So that means everything, that means a normal bloom exploding does count. I guess? Lunar Bloom equals bloom. The reason I say this is because, for example, in Lunar Charge, right? When you do Electro and Hydro, it creates a cloud. It's completely different from Electro Charge. But like for Lunar Bloom, it does the same thing. It just creates a Dendro core. There's nothing different about it. It just like I feel like Lunar Bloom is just the bloom does more damage. Like that's it. There's nothing special about it. Name my music stop. Oopsies. Anyway, it's I will probably have to read more into it and get more info because it definitely makes more sense. Like is Lunar Bloom damage, right? The Lunar Bloom, when we think of Lunar Bloom damage, like okay, if we if we think about lunar charge damage with a Nepha, right? It's the cloud, and then it strikes the enemy. That's the lunar charge reaction. And then on the side, you have Anetha doing direct lunar charge damage. Same thing with Flames. Okay, that's good. Now the distinction here is that, okay, Lunar Bloom, right? Well, Llama will do Lunar Bloom damage herself just by casting her abilities. That's the same thing. But for the reaction itself, is Lunar Bloom just the normal Bloom Core explosion? So like when a bloom explodes, that's the Lunar Bloom. I assume that's the case. How do you get normal blooms with Llama? I guess you don't, right? Because everything is converted to Lunar Bloom if you have Llama in the team, which I mean that makes more sense. Converts bloom reaction triggered by the party into Lunar Bloom. Yes, you can't get. There's no regular bloom in. I mean that makes sense. So that means a lot of this really buffs Nilu. So, but that okay. So, in that case, right? In that case, when you think of Alhaitham, right? Alhaitham doesn't do bloom. He does just hyper bloom, right? Hyper bloom, you technically like. This Gibbous, right? This Gibbous buff only applies for... Actually, never mind. Forget I said anything. Never mind, forget I said anything. I was gonna say, oh, well, you technically don't need this Gibbous buff for Alhaitham because you don't need to buff Lunar Bloom reactions because you're not blooming on Alhaitham. You're hyper blooming. And the I assume that if you trigger hyper bloom, it's not a Lunar Bloom anymore. It's just hyper bloom, right? So I was like, oh, you just need Llama. You don't need to use Aino. But like, if you're gonna use Alhaithams on the new Nod-Krai set, yes, you need Aino. Never mind. And also this 15 to 20% crit damage could just be useful with Llama's own personal damage. We just don't know what her personal damage, if it's good or not. Yeah. Llama should work with all Dendro Core reactions. The thing is like, I don't, like, let's just say you create a Bloom Core with Llama in the team, and then you trigger a Hyper Bloom. In my opinion, I don't think that, like, and then the Hyper Bloom Core does damage. I don't think that's a Lunar Bloom. Is it Lunar Hyper Bloom? There is no text of Lunar Hyper Bloom. The only thing it says is Lunar Bloom. So my assumption is that you just get a regular Hyper Bloom. And in that case, right, Lunar Bloom would only be the core itself. And when it like eventually explodes. I don't know. Maybe we need more info, but Gibbous needs to buff Hyper Bloom too? Maybe that's their way of saying Nahida is still good with Alhaitham. And it's not a complete power creep. But also, I don't know if it's not going to be the case. Because of all the other, like the new artifacts and stuff. Probably. I don't think they'll change it though. Like, I think the intention of this character is for Nilu Bloom. The direction is this is Nilu Bloom. Like if you look at the Stygian Onslaught boss, it's also Nilu Bloom. Like everything is tailored to Nilu Bloom. I mean, They're even making a sword that's useful there, a craftable sword. Um, yeah, so it's either the dendro cores exploding isn't actually Lunar Bloom and it's regular Bloom. It's probably not the case. I think it's actually just any dendro core explosion is a Lunar Bloom. It's probably the case. I think that makes the most sense. But also, like, that means that the Lunar Bloom is just so much more simple than Lunar Charge. Lunar Charge has different formula, different contribution, different character triggers. This one is just works the same way. Well, I guess better. Yeah, you only need Electro to trigger the Lunar Bloom. Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying that if you put Electro on a Lunar Bloom, it's not going to be like Lunar Hyper Bloom. That doesn't exist. It's just going to make a regular Hyper Bloom. I don't think that Hyper Bloom damage will count as a Lunar Bloom damage. That's my current assumption. Kave meta, true. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream early. I'm gonna read some more stuff, go to sleep, and then, you know, hopefully there's probably gonna be more information in the future. So, I will definitely. So I mean, I would definitely look more into this because, yeah, how cooked are you if you don't pull Nod-Krai characters for your 6.0 Stigian Onslaught? I think for lower difficulties, you can manage. At higher difficulties like Dire, you're cooked. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, if I think a Stigian Onslaught, like, I think the new Bloom middle boss, you could probably brute force with regular Hyper Bloom, so that's fine. And then for the other boss, you can probably like, I think in Stygian Onslaught for lower difficulties, like level 4, you can brute force without Nod-Krai characters. So it's just higher difficulties, you just really caters to the show. Okay. Hopefully Llama's Coast is good to bluff Hyper Bloom. I think it's probably going to be the case. Yeah. Anyway, yep, I'll look into it a bit more myself. I was planning on a short stream, so, you know, 145, around 2 hours. That's good enough. Didn't really do much gameplay content, but I really wanted to mainly yap about the 6.0 stuff. And we'll get more, like, proper information and animations tomorrow. So thank you everyone for joining this short stream. Hope you have a good rest of the day, evening, night, afternoon, wherever you are. And yeah, hope y'all have a wonderful day.